Welcome to Drugs, Brain, and Behavior. My name is Dr. Eric Olson, and I will be your professor this semester. A little bit about myself. I'm a Nuggets fan, definitely enjoying the bubble. I think that what the NBA has done here is very smart and forward-thinking, and I think the Nuggets have a good chance, and at the very least, they're fun to watch. I have two young kids, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge this semester with sort of the uncertain school situation. I am listening to a lot of music these days. When I write and do academic work, I like to listen to Sigur Rós. I also like Bella Fleck, and I'm especially listening to a lot of Run the Jewels right now. I like their last album. I listen to them a lot when I skate and I like to work out. So, I like all four of their albums, but especially their last one. And then for TV right now, I am watching Umbrella Academy. But that's enough about me. I'd love to hear some more about you. Just what's going on with you? What do you like? These sorts of things in your introductory discussion post. But first, let's jump in and check out the syllabus a little bit here. So, the class will be really composed of three primary assignments: a final exam, weekly quizzes that are always due by Sunday at midnight, and your regular discussion posts, which I believe there are going to be 7 of throughout the year. In this class, I have a grand deal here, whereby if you participate in the FCQs, especially, that maximizes the amount that I will drop. But you must complete all quizzes and 4 of the 7 discussions. But I will drop your lowest 3 quizzes and your lowest discussion grade if you actively participate in the virtual office. And by the way, this is a research topic of mine. I mean, I am a neuropsychopharmacologist. I did my PhD dissertation on cocaine. That's why I finished so quickly. I did actually finish my PhD in 4 years, but and I did study cocaine. And during my postdoctoral work, I primarily studied cannabinoids. So those are really my areas of expertise: cannabinoids and psychostimulants and drug addiction. So as I was saying, the main assignments in the class are the quizzes, the final exam, and the discussion notes. For the quizzes, let the learning objectives be your guide. I see the book as a supplement. The book, which is, Meyer and Quinzer, right here, this older version, which should be a little cheaper. Note that the first chapter and quite a few other sections are posted in the Canvas shell. So that is something that you could use. I encourage you, I suggest that you check that out before, making too many decisions. For the quizzes, what I'm looking for is that you understand the learning objectives, and I'm 100% going to quiz you from the PowerPoints. The book is there for a supplement for you to help you understand what I am talking about in my PowerPoints. The discussion posts. The quizzes will primarily be multiple choice, matching, and then short answer. A note on time, like these are open note, open internet. You can look stuff up. This is an online class. I'm not going to hook you up to Proctorio or anything like that. But know that the timing is going to be tight. If you're not going to have time to look up everything. You are going to be, if you're not prepared and organized, you are not going to do well on the quizzes. For the final exam, if you go to the modules, you can find all of the questions that I will ask you. What I would like you to do here is prepare, your answers in advance. And, I posted a rubric and a representative final exam answer and question in the announcements already that you can find. But what I am really looking for here is like a good solid B answer would be a really great blue book answer. And why wouldn't it be great? I mean, again, it's open note. But if you really want an A, I want you to give me a little something more, which might include, a little bit of research and additional resource, you taking it in a direction that that expands on what I already taught you. That the final exam will be due at the end of the year. And in addition, we will have these group discussion posts. So for the first week, I just want you to post an intro post to get used to the Flipgrid, platform. This is just a way to help you sort of discuss things with your peers, establish a sense of community, and interact with each other. I understand, the back and forth in Flipgrid isn't ideal, but what I want you to do is you create your original post and then post responses to 2 different posts. The back and forth isn't great, but at least that gives you the opportunity to interact with your peers and give 2 responses in an asynchronous format. And I mean, that's the key here. Like, I want to maximize flexibility for you guys. I mean, this is a busy time. Everybody's pretty crazy. So the goal here is to make sure that we don't all have to be in the same place at the same time ever. So you don't have to actually be there at the same time as the person you're discussing this with. The person makes their comment and then you make a response. If you fail to respond to your peers, what I'm going to do is just simply deduct from your discussion grid. So respond to your peers. I created a nice little calendar of events here so you can see what you have to do. Assignments are always due on Sunday by midnight. I mean, it's very consistent. Every week you will basically review my PowerPoint presentations. And a note on these, the PowerPoint presentations are, they are voiced over. And to hear my voiceover, what you have to do is download the PowerPoint. So I couldn't fit them all in the Canvas show. So they're all on my personal Google Drive account. You have to go click on the link. It'll bring you to my Google Drive account. You download the PowerPoint. If you do not download the PowerPoint, it will not play. And then you have to maximize it. And then at that point, you can play and hear my audio. So again, download the PowerPoint and then maximize it. And then you can hear the audio. Every week there will be a quiz, and then the discussions are every other week or so. And you have about 2 weeks to respond to your peers. The topics that we will be discussing are as follows. I would like you to review a proposal for drug scheduling that is different than what we have now, like, cannabis being Schedule 1, alcohol being unscheduled. What if we took a different approach to scheduling drugs? What would that look like, and what are your thoughts? 2, is refined sugar more addictive than cocaine? Let's see what Sergio Ahmed has to say about that, and let's critique that a little bit. Let's see what you have to say. Will psychiatric medicine be genetically tailored to the individual in the future? A nice sort of applied psychiatry, topic. Are men or women more susceptible to addiction? Does cannabis abuse increase risk for psychiatric disease, or is it the perfect treatment? Should psychedelics be considered as pharmacotherapies in the treatment of psychiatric disease? And finally, we have an opioid epidemic going on, in case you didn't notice. What went wrong, and how would you treat patients in chronic pain if you were a doctor? That's basically it. We have a very consistent, stable format here. To contact me, a few notes on that. My phone number has been deactivated since nobody's on campus. We're just not going to pay for it. But you can email me. However, I would prefer that you contact me through the virtual office, particularly if it's a question that pertains to the course, because everybody will benefit from your question and my response to it. I monitor the virtual office in real time. So, I respond very quickly. Ryan Lemon is a TA for this class. And, that's all I really have to say. Oh, well, I will also say the class is really structured into 3 main components. The first is an introduction to pharmacology, which will be the first 3 units, really 4 units, I guess. We do need a little refresher in neuroscience there before we jump into how the drugs act on the brain. Oh, and this is definitely a neuroscience-based class. I mean, like you know, come from a biomedical background. You know, that's just you know, the kind of that's my background. So that's my lens, my purview. So you know, we're going to be focusing a lot on how these drugs affect the brain and how that ultimately lead to changes in behavior. This is not one of those classes where we sit down and talk about doing cocaine. Like, I don't care about that. What I care about is how cocaine acts on the brain to produce various behavioral effects, you know, and these sorts of questions. You know, then we will get into the unit on the next third will be on drugs of abuse, and then the final third will be on psychiatric medications. And you know, with that, I hope you have a great semester. I hope you enjoy the class. Go Nuggets!